All right, today we're going to do something big. We're going to tackle the biggest story ever told, the history of literally everything. We're going to journey from the very birth of the universe all the way to the rise of humanity and connect all the dots into one single epic story. So let's dive in.
You see, this isn't just history class. This is our cosmic family tree. And the idea here is, well, it's profound. We are literally made of stardust. Big history connects the grandest events of the cosmos to the very atoms that make you, you.
So, what is big history exactly? Think of it as the ultimate origin story. It kicks off with the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago, and then it just connects everything: the history of the cosmos, the formation of our planet, the beginning of life, and finally us, humanity. It's all one seamless narrative, from nothing to everything. Okay, so let's zoom in from that vastness of space to our own little home. Because as you're about to see, the story of our planet is an absolutely wild tale of incredible luck and cosmic chances. Geologist Walter Alvarez really frames this perfectly. He sees our planet's entire story as just this series of incredible improbabilities. It's not a tale of destiny, it's a tale of contingency. Basically, a long chain of cosmic accidents and lucky breaks that somehow, against all odds, led to us. To really get this, you have to try and wrap your head around a concept that is, well, it's pretty mind-bending. Deep time. We're not talking about centuries or even millennia here. We're talking billions of years. And on that kind of timescale, you can actually see continents drift apart, mountains rise and fall, and entire worlds get completely reshaped by sudden, catastrophic events. Alvarez has this incredible analogy to make this improbability feel really personal. Think about it like this. Imagine every single person born in one generation is a single glass full of sand, okay? Got it? Now picture all the sand on every single beach on the entire planet. That's how many people could have been born instead.
The takeaway from that is it's just staggering. It means every single one of our ancestors, going all the way back to the very first living cell, had to survive. Every asteroid, every ice age, every single genetic roll of the dice had to go just right for you right now to be here. It's an unbroken 4 billion year winning streak against impossible odds. It's a miracle.
So now let's turn to the most recent, and you could argue the most transformative chapter in this whole story, our own. How in the world did one species of primate in Africa go on to build civilizations and actually start pondering the cosmos itself? Yeah, how did we go from being just another animal in the food chain to becoming a force that could reshape the entire planet? The answer, it turns out, lies in a series of really radical transitions in the way we organized ourselves. You can see this incredible pattern of accelerating complexity. We started out in these small, nomadic hunter-gatherer groups. Then, bam, we figured out how to farm. And that allowed for villages, which then grew into the first great civilizations, with kings and armies and the whole shebang. Then came global markets, the Industrial Revolution. And now, here we are in the information age. Each step was a complete rewiring of how human beings live. This slide really captures that shift perfectly. You can literally see how these scattered farming communities slowly consolidate into these centralized walled cities. I mean, it makes sense, right? As populations boomed, huge new threats like famine and invasion became a real problem. So we needed more organized, top-down control. And that was the birth of the state. But here's the thing, building these new physical worlds wasn't enough. To manage all this new complexity, we needed brand new tools for thinking. We had to invent ways to map and categorize and just understand the world around us on a whole new level. Just take these two books, for example. I mean, wow. On the left, you've got Galileo mapping the heavens, figuring out what's going on up there. And on the right, you've got Linnaeus trying to classify every single living thing on Earth. Together, they represent this huge leap in our ambition to understand and organize our world, from the stars way up above to the tiniest insects at our feet. So what made this massive global scientific project even possible? Well, a shared language, scientific Latin. It allowed thinkers like Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton to build on each other's work right across Europe. Linnaeus' system, which was written in Latin, has named over 1 million species, and we still use it today. It was kind of like the original open source code for understanding nature, if you think about it. But, just cataloging what we built and what we discovered, that's only half the story. The deeper question, the one big history really forces us to ask, is why? Why are we the only species on this planet so completely obsessed with explaining everything? Okay, now this is fascinating. Neurobiologists who were studying Michelangelo's work in the Sistine Chapel noticed something really strange, an uncanny resemblance between the anatomy of God's neck in this famous fresco and the human brainstem. It raises this kind of mind-bending question. Is our search for meaning, for God, literally hardwired into the structure of our brains? Well, science actually has a name for this. It's called the cognitive imperative. And it's basically this deep-seated, innate drive in our brains to find patterns and create stories to explain the world. This is the engine that gave us our very first myths, our religions, and eventually our science. It's the engine of all human curiosity. So after this incredible 13.8 billion year journey, what's the point, right? Why does looking at history on this absolutely massive scale actually matter for us today? This quote, for me, really gets to the heart of it all. When you truly grasp that we all come from the exact same stardust, the same single cell, the same small group of common ancestors, all the divisions we create today start to seem incredibly small and, frankly, a little foolish. The ultimate takeaway is really that simple. The universe has one story, and every single one of us is in it, together. We're not separate from nature. We are nature. We're not separate from each other. We are, quite literally, one family. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway? First, we are all connected by an unbroken chain of life. Second, to solve our huge global problems, we have to start thinking with a global perspective. And third, understanding our place in this vast, ancient story can give our lives profound meaning. Because we're not just watching this story unfold, we are actively writing the next chapter. Which, brings us to the final big question. The story of the universe is 13.8 billion years old, and now the pen is in our hands. So what will our chapter say?